Welcome to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul podcast, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond. And yes, we have an exclusive interview here today because we know that this month we have celebrated with Juneteenth, but I also have some friends from here, Alex and Lisa Green here, who are here with us today to talk about an event that will be going on. So welcome, Alex and Lisa. How are you guys?
Welcome.
Doing great.
Going great. Thank you.
Doing great. So, a lot of the viewers, a lot of people don't understand, about Harriet Tubman. Some do, some don't know. But I feel honored because I'm right in the heart and close of the Harriet Tubman. So it is wonderful to have the Harriet Tubman Cultural Center, Education Center, here with us. But you guys have something that is going to be happening and happening, captains. So before we get into what is going to be going on next Sunday, the Sunday coming, we can tell us a little bit about how did this vision come to life. We always talk about we want to do things, and I know you can share other things that you're doing inside the business, and hopefully this will get the viewers and getting them here on the shore, because we don't listen to what Donald Schaefer said. We got rich, fertile soil and fertile good things here on the Eastern Shore. And I'm just so happy to be, knowing you guys, been knowing you for a while, but share the vision of this Harriet Tubman Cultural Center.
Yeah. So how we got started, my husband and I, we've been married for 25 years. And so when we first got married, he would always talk about Harriet Tubman all the time. And he talked about history all the time. And so he would take me on a tour of Harriet Tubman. And I had told him, I said, well, listen, I said, why don't you turn it into business? Because he was talking about it so much, because it was embedded in him. And so he took what I said and he said, well, I'm just going to try it. He said, we're going to create a tour. And he said, and we're going to see if people really want to come on that tour. And so we did do that. And then we had, I think, a busload of 25 people, and they said that they would come on a tour. And then not thinking that he was going to really be serious about, moving forward with it, but he did. And so from there, we started, with the half-day tour, and people loved it. And he has such a love for history, I guess born and raised into the history from his grandfather. And so that's where we first got started, by him just sharing so much information with me, and by me just telling him, just turn it into a business.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. So, and again, you got a lot of other history, Waterman and stuff, from being in the St. Michael's area too. So we're not going to give them all the history, but right now we're going to be talking about Harriet, which she traveled throughout this whole Eastern Shore. A lot of people don't realize that, all the way up to Canada, New York, a lot of that. Mm-hmm. But to bring out that vision, the tours that you guys do is so important because, again, they're trying to erase history. So I think it's prevalent, with this cultural center, that you're doing these type of things for it. So in the case that people want to come to the tour, I am going to place up where you can get the information from, where you can come. And look, I will also tell you, you will get a good meal too. Am I right about it?
Yeah.
You're right about it.
Am I right about it? Am I right about it? You'll come, or even on the tour, you're getting a good meal. But just take us through a walk of the tour, Alex. What happens?
Well, our tour is structured on a 3.5 hour itinerary. And what we do, we dive into Araminta's world before she becomes Harriet Tubman. So we take you back in a place in time where slavery was legal in Maryland, a legal institution that enslaved our people. But I would find through studying this history that this powerful woman beat the odds of slavery. She actually learned from this institution. She took those things that were made to enslave her, and used them right against the enslaver. So it's a powerful story inside of Dorchester County because Maryland is the most northern southern state. It's the first state of the South. We would find that slavery wouldn't be the same. And then we stopped at pivotal location, interactive locations, and you get a chance to walk on some of the ground that she was at. So when I weave the story into the narrative of the experience, because it's such much more than the tourist experience. Right. And once you get involved, you start to see at this time that our people were successful. Yes, I did say successful in beating this horrible institution. All we know is what we've been told. You know, the whipping and the beating, that's thus so. And we know that to be a part of the slavery. But what about Araminta using locations, information to get access to freedom, right? She took all these things and built this system. She didn't invent the Underground Railroad. She was just one of the most powerful conductors on it. So going through that system, about 15 stops from the childhood home to where she worked, to the courthouse, and where they sold our people for hundreds of years. These things at her time would be depressing, but not only depressing, but opportunities for our people to escape. So in a nutshell, the story is told on the success inside of slavery for our people.
And, you know, you said the good thing about that success, about, you know, how it was a system, you know, because it was a system that it led her to be used by the Army. See, a lot of people don't know that history neither.
That's true.
A lot of people don't understand that. You know, they just think that she came back, took slaves back in here, but she also was on a mission for the Army. They actually used her because she was really key into the system. And right. I say it time and time again, a lot of our folks don't understand the power if we unite one another. And one of the other things that you said, it was a system, because a lot of people don't know too. Some may know, but again, I'm glad that you guys have this Harriet Tubman Freedom Center there to educate. And that's what the thing is. Education is key.
Yes.
Education is so essential and is key that we don't let our history get erased. And I'm so glad, you know, because they are trying to put things in place for it to get erased. You know, hey, they're trying to take the names off of the boats. They're trying to take the names off of everything. But it's so imperative and it's key. But one of the things you said about the system, even in that, sometimes the family members can't go when they don't want to go because she had to leave her own husband.
Absolutely.
She had to leave her own husband because sometimes it's vital that if he had that attitude, it would. But do you know how much vital that we would not even be here today because of that, of her system, because the system can have been messed up, you know. But yep. I'm so glad that there. So I do know I visited to your center myself. I know you have an initiative when it talks about doing collaborations with the community. You also have certain artifacts there as well. So can you tell about some of the initiatives? And I know that this big event that you're going to have on, and we're going to show that as well in a few minutes. Tell what the initiative is behind this great art show that's coming up.
Well, the initiative is to inspire and educate, right? So we know that art has its own genre. So it's the mind of the artist that expresses on the painting. So what you see in the back is, I dare say Reverend Frederick Douglass, but it's Frederick Douglass. And on side of him is Amanda Gorman. Now, the comparison in the time between these two people is 100 years. But in the same context is Black history. So we got to understand that this expression of art brings our history alive again. So it's in the mind, and when I'm telling the stories or I'm interacting with people, my interaction and vision of the history of our people brings me much joy, because I know that the opposition put our people in position to win. We never learned that in history. We never understood it. That's the reason why they suppress it, because of the power of it. It goes on and on. I collaborate on that for hours. But see, we have to relearn. We have to reinvent. We have to engage more in our history. You always hear people say that we're like crabs in the basket. No, we are the basket. We are the meal. We are that access to information. We got to change our narrative. We got to change our thinking. We cannot continue to repeat these cycles for generations. So what we have done here is an expression of our history, right? You know, through God, through diligence, through great connections, friends like you, we've had a chance to experience life in a different way. Still the same, nothing different. But inside of this is our expression of love towards our history. And that's what we strive at. It's no big I's and little U's. So many things from our generation that we repeated for years, right? And that we live in constantly. We live in it over and over. These sayings, we got to cut it out, because if you just take a moment to think about how we came in and went through, and still moving on. You follow me? It can't. The situation can't be who we are. It can't. You know, we've made it, right? And for all audiences that's listening, you know, I'm a Black man in America. You know, and why I say that is because we're the most sought after subject in negative and positive, right? So when I have a chance to empower somebody with information, I'm looking at success. I'm looking at our culture. I'm looking at who I am to me and my family. I'm looking at a lot of things. I'm not looking at nobody whipping nobody on no post, because that ain't happening no more.
Right.
That ain't happening no more. So we got to understand. So the nutshell of that is, you know, the empowering of our people. You know, I love you. Good day. How you doing? Forget them crabs. You boil them and you eat them. Stop saying it. It ain't who we are. It's who they told us we were. So.
All right. I love it. I love it. I love it. So you're right. It's changing the narrative, changing the mindset. And we know that here that's another thing that they always say, oh, it's different on here, but it should be different, but we should be different for unity. You know, like I said, I appreciate the knowing and knowledge that you guys to say thank you for sharing that, because if it's not going to be around the storytelling part, that's it. We need to get back to storytelling. You know, we done had this conversation before, you know, bringing the elders in, you know, where was that lost? It's time to gather. And I think now as more as never as before, now I think we're going to read back to that, because again, when it says history repeats itself, it can repeat itself, but it don't have to be the replica of what was. It can be better. And that's what we should be doing. So we're going to take a quick break and then we'll be back. But then we're going to share about this beautiful art, because that is some great pictures that are on the back and there. So we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back.
Step into the whimsical world of Zephrina, a queen in the making, on a journey of self-expression, meditation, and wild self-worth. This is not your average cartoon. It's for grown-ups who crave pause, healing, and a little plant-powered magic. Dizzy, unwind, reflect, laugh, heal, with themes of feminine rage, pleasure, and inner peace. Zephrina invites you to color outside the lines of your own transformation. Women's Retreat, April 2026. A sacred escape to reconnect, rise, and reclaim your power. Are you ready to pause, breathe, and come home to yourself? Join a powerful circle of women for a soul-deep retreat designed to help you reconnect with your inner wisdom, restore your energy, and rise fully anchored in your divine power. What to expect? Soul-nourishing workshops, guided meditation and breathwork, empowering conversations, nature, stillness and sacred ritual, sisterhood, support and transformation. This is more than a retreat. It's a homecoming to the woman you were always meant to be. Join your conference host, Dr. Michelle Budden Hammond, the Mind Body Soul Connector. April 7th, 11th, 2026.
So, welcome back to the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul, where I'm your host, Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond. And right there, audience, that is what is going on Sunday, June the 29th, 2025, 1 p.m. to 6 p.m. at 3030 Center Drive, Cambridge, Maryland, 21613. A Taste of Freedom. That's an emblem, right? All in itself. A taste of freedom. Do you want to be free? How free do you want to be?
All right.
You want to be free? How free you want to be? Oh, shucks now.
Sound like a song, Michelle.
Splitting off them lyrics right now. So, with this exhibition that's going to be happening, give us a list. Do you have a list of who the artists will be, and then how much is the entry for this event?
You want to give it those?
Yeah. So the entry is free. We're not charging anything for that. We just want everybody to come in and soak in the art and just be inspired and encouraged. Currently, we don't have a list right now, but the day of, we will have the list out so everybody can see who they are and where they're from.
Yeah.
Oh, great. Now, will the art be able to be purchased?
Yes, the art to be purchased. And if you want a name of a world-renowned artist, his name is Larry Poncho Brown.
Yes.
Larry Poncho Brown. He's from Baltimore. He's a well-known artist. We have a lot of his pieces inside of the center. Those two are not a part of them. But it's like 45 collaborators just all over the building. And for the art reception, the artists will be here, and we're going to do some personal interviews on the stage where they're going to tell about their art, give some information on about their connection to Poncho in the area and Harriet Tubman, just like this artist in the back dealing with Frederick Douglass. A lot of people didn't know Harriet Tubman and Frederick Douglass were good friends. They were family friends. So, and then, this piece with Amanda Gorman back here, she is inspired by Harriet Tubman. She talks about her all the time. So a lot of these pieces have personal connections to this area and Harriet Tubman. So, free of charge. Come. It's going to be a fabulous time. We're just going to be all over the building, checking out the art, talking, and having a good time.
All right. So, everyone, there is the website. When you want to feel that you want to come and get the tour and I will say it will be a good tour, because I'm telling you, it's something about the vibe of being just down in Blackwater, because let me tell you something. A couple weeks ago, I went to Taylor's Island, and I'm going to tell you what I thought. I was like, Harriet was a trooper, because there is no way in the world I would have went through that marsh, through what I seen down there. It's nothing but marsh. No, that couldn't have been me. God, I thank you for having me in the right air. Because
I know that's right. And even in the wintertime, she had to travel through all the weather and if I get a little bit cold, I'm like, you know what? Give me some
barefoot.
Barefoot. Had to take the shoes off and go get up against so you wouldn't get the tracks as well too. A lot of people don't realize that too. Barefoot.
Yep.
Yeah, but I tell a lot of people that she was a part of slavery, but she wasn't slavery. Slavery did not define her in the sense of saying on her ability to move around and all these things. She was intelligent, right? We always get a depiction on TV when we look at stuff that our people are dumb than a meat cleaver. That's not true, because of the simple fact of what we've been through. We understand when you ask a question, and this is just true for our race of people, right? And it's not slighting any other, but when you talk about the time that it happened during the winter months, when you're talking about the obstacles she had to overcome, and then continue to be successful and never get caught, man, that's success. So that's, I'm overjoyed to be able to share and take anyone on the tour, because it's who I am now. That's what I do.
Yeah. And then when you talk about the statue, Lisa, you want to share a little bit about that, because you had some clicks into that statue, being a part of that too, as well, in the beginning, and how I got there.
Yeah, so just to share just a little bit, I actually wasn't even aware that I was going to be the one of the models for the statue until the day of. So when I got to the museum, and that's when I found out, and it was such an honor, just to be able to pose, representing Harriet Tubman. Oh my God! I mean, I just feel so honored with that, and every time that we go to the statue, I mean, I hear so many things and feel so many things, and I'm just honored just to be a part of history.
Mm-hmm. Right. I'd like to share as well, when the artist, his name is Wesley Wolford, yes, came down, we took him on a private tour, and we just being who we are. We don't change for nobody. We stay the same. And what we share inside the statue, and if you don't ever get a chance to get here, here's some keys that she's represented in two different times in life there. The emancipated Harriet Tubman, and the young girl on the bottom is her Araminta. And you see so many features inside of that, with the slave shackles, from the oxen's yoke around the neck, from her pointing north and facing north. All of those things bring that into reality at the same location where they sold slaves for hundreds of years. So that, like, once you understand that, you be like, that's representation, that's reparations, that's understanding for our people to make a successful, positive move to success. All we have to do is be who we are. So that's all represented right at that location. So if you run in Ocean City, you run right by it, swing in and see it. You don't always have to take a tour, or you can call us, but make sure you visit that location, because that's a site and a location that represents our freedom.
And they just moving to the north. That means keep moving forward. That's how I look at it too. When I go by there, I always catches my eye about it. And it's just, again, you look at it, that's where we were sold, but then we bought to freedom. So it's very powerful, very powerful. So any last words that you guys have to say to the audience before we tune on out?
Well, I just want to say, if you're available, please come out. Don't let this opportunity pass you by, because on that Sunday, it's going to be our grand opening as well, because we haven't had our grand opening yet. So to be able to welcome everybody in to view the art, and just to come and see some of the things that we're going to be embarking on.
Yes, I would say be inspired, get educated, and understand your value and who you are. That's across the board. Once you understand that, can't nobody tell you nothing about who you are. You understand that this is the stepping stone for you to be the best you could ever be. Nobody can't replace you. Nobody can be in the same space you in. But you can understand who you are and bring value to the situation. Got to bring value to a situation. Should leave it same? No, you want to leave it better if you can. May not be able to, but definitely come and visit. We have 3030 Center Drive, Cambridge, Maryland, the Harriet Tubman Freedom Center, culture and history. We got museum, gift shop. We got memorabilia. We got all that stuff inside of this building. So stop by, give us a holler. We would love to see you. We'd love to see you and connect with you in any capacity that we can. This is who we are, and plan on being this way until the end. Not rushing it on, but I'm planning on being this way. But I'm trying to rush it on. But I plan on changing for nobody. That's for sure.
And also, you need to drop by and see. People say they don't have places to rent, because this is also a place that you can use, beautiful facility that you can use to host your events at. Some great things going to be happening going along for the center. So I am especially happy to know you guys and to be in the breast of this project. So again, thank you guys for coming on.
Thank you.
And audience, look, you can't get too many places where it said free.
No.
Free.
You're
saying world-known artists giving their art, and it's free. Come on. After free. Hit this up. Because look, I'm gonna give you the flyer again so you can see it again.
Yeah.
There it is. Free. Yeah. Something for you free. Can't get too many places for nothing for free nowadays.
That's the truth.
I would like to put another plug in if possible. So, the center is available, event space. It's 9,000 square foot building, sits about 200 people. We have our own tables and chairs. And you just give us a call if you would, with the number on the flyer there. But also we are caterers as well. So we are barbecue cookers. And we got some of the best chicken on the shore. If I tell people this, if you don't like it, I'll buy it back from you. And that's what I tell people. And I'm confident. I'm not bragging. I tell people that all the time. But look us up, CC Barbecue. We do a lot of cooking around. So we do a lot of cooking, and we enjoy it. One thing about this whole thing, and I'm gonna cut off here. One thing that's on bad. We are people. Yes. We love people. And, when I married my wife, I didn't think I would ever find a partner that could match up to what I do, because I'm a big visionary and I do a lot of stuff. And she stays right with me and even passes me. So, she clicked right in. We locked arms, and here we are. Enjoy life. That's what it's all about. And we want to take some people. We want to take some people with us, like my good friend Michelle. That's been knowing her a long while.
So I didn't hear anything about crabs, but hopefully that'll be on.
Yeah.
I didn't hear nothing about the crabs, but hopefully that'll be on pretty soon.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. I said I'm gonna say anymore. I'm gonna say this though. We put on here last year. We put on at least 5. I'm gonna say 4 all-you-can-eat crab feasts here at the center. The people took a tour, a 3.5-hour tour, came here, and we served them all they could eat crabs. And I told people think they eat a lot of crabs. I grew up in it, so I knew what it's all about. And I would give people crabs. Oh, give me more. And I would put 2 dozen of crabs in front of people, and they would sit there and say, I can't eat them all. I said, no, you can eat much as you want. We got as much as you want. All you can eat is all you can get in your stomach. That's what that means. So all you can get in your stomach. Don't mean put it in no paper bags. Don't mean put it in your clothes. Don't get your kids to run to the door. None of that stuff. We got to do stuff. We got to do stuff so we can all enjoy.
Right.
And it's all the fun. I'm a big joker. I like to have fun, but I'll give you anything that you need within reason. So you can eat as many crabs as you want once you pay that price. But please don't try to take them out the door.
Decency and order. The captain has spoken. Woo, guys. Yeah. So, audience, again, we want to say thank you to Alex and Lisa Green of the Harriet Tubman Culture Center, Freedom Center in Cambridge, Maryland. And look out for them. I tell you, book your tour with them today. Look out for what be coming down the line, because there'll be more stuff coming down the line for everything. So again, we appreciate you guys for coming on tonight and just sharing this exclusive, what's going to be happening on June the 29th. Again, audience, I know I was on break, but I had to do this. Because I think it's so important that we know about our history. And, what better way to end the month talking about Harriet Tubman here. So I am going to say this. If you feel that you're not loved, just know that you're loved here at the Upfront Mind, Body, and Soul. Until next season, I'm Dr. Michelle Bolden Hammond, signing off, and have a great rest of your summer.